Hello and welcome to yet another lecture on monetary economics. So I hope you guys can recollect that in the previous class I've dealt with something called as money and credit and the distinction between the two. Today I've got functions of money for you. So let us recap what money is and then look at what are the different functions of it. Money is anything that is generally acceptable as a means of payment in settlement of all transactions including debt. Yeah, so I hope you can recollect that. So now let us move to the various functions of money. So there are four distinct functions of money. The first is called as medium of exchange. The second is called as unit of account or measure of value. The third is called as standard of deferred payment, and the fourth is called as store of value. So let us look into what medium of exchange particularly boils down to. So money as a medium of exchange is a common medium to settle transactions. So money acts as a common medium to settle transactions such that this character distinguishes money from other near money or non-money assets. So this is again an important character of money acting as a medium of exchange. Furthermore, use of money as a medium of exchange helps us to avoid wasting and helps in economizing the scarce real resource. Since money is a scarce resource, so money as a medium of exchange gives us a sense of how important it is and helps us to avoid wastage of it and also to economize the use of it. So this is money, this is the function of money as a medium of exchange. Let us now look at something called as unit of account or measure of value. Money customarily serves as common unit such that all the values of goods and services are expressed in terms of money. So money as a measure of value particularly boils down to something called as expressing anything in terms of money. For example, the price of this pen. Yeah, in what sense I can do that? I can do it in the sense of money. So money acts as a measure of value or unit of account. There's one important note, and you have to be cautious when you read about money or use money as a measure of value, because money as a measure of value is not perfect per se. Yeah, why it is not perfect? Because the value of money changes in terms of goods and services with respect to time. It does not remain constant. Yeah, the value of money does not remain constant. It changes from time to time. We'll talk about value of money in later lectures, but just to give you a sense of why you have to be cautious when you talk about money as a measure of value is because its value does not stay same. For example, just look at physical measures. For example, say kilograms or meters, they remain the same. Yeah, with respect to time, if at all you are looking at meters in 1990 and you are looking at meters in 2020, it is going to be the same, but the value of money does not remain same if you compare the two. Yeah, so that is why that is a point of caution, that whenever you use money as a measure of value, you have to be cautious. So I hope this idea of money as a unit of account or measure of value is pretty much clear. Let us now move to the third important function of money, which is called as standard of deferred payment. Now, what do you mean by standard of deferred payment? Is money can be used as expression to talk about the future payments or the future liabilities. For example, deferred future payments are always expressed in terms of money. For example, we have interests, rent, salaries, insurance, etc. So whenever I have to pay rent to my landlord, for example, I have to express that in terms of money. For example, my institution is bound to give me salary, they have to express it in terms of money. So money acts as a standard of deferred payment. For example, if at all you have to pay your insurance dues or you have to pay interest, they have to be in terms of money per se. Yeah, so this is the important function which is called as standard of deferred payment. Now let us move to the fourth and very important function, store of value. Store of value such that members of the public can hold their wealth in the form of money. Now wealth can be held in the form of gold, in the form of money, in the form of real estate, anything. Yeah, but they can do it in terms of money. That is why money as a store of value, the function of money as a store of value. Now mind you, when money as a store of value is unique, because when the wealth is held in terms of money, why it is unique? Because in that alone, that is money as a store of value, in that sense alone, it is the most liquid or perfectly liquid asset. For example, if at all mind you, if at all it is in gold, that is the best asset, which is the most liquid asset. But The next is obviously in terms of cash, in terms of money per se, yeah, in terms of money. So these were the 4 different functions. I hope they are pretty much clear. So please stay tuned. I'll be making more videos with respect to monetary economics. Thank you so much.